say something really quick? Give me a hold that.
Oh,
you got it.
I'll just hold it out to you.
All right. Okay. So, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. First off, there's no better day than to be in the Panhandle, right? I think everybody loves being up here. It's just a wonderful group of people. We're blessed in Florida. We have 21 military bases and 3 unifying combatant commands. The military is a big deal up here, and it's a big deal for our mission, but it's also a big deal because it's a big job opportunity. And the reason why it's so successful is because of the quality of people up here. There's an unbelievable commitment to our military bases up here, and they've done a great job. In my 8 years as governor, we had base commander meetings about every 120 days, and all our job was to try to solve problems and make this place, the place that everybody wanted to serve. So, 1, the military could fulfill their mission. 2, people wanted to be here. And I know the states continue to try to do that. Now at the federal level, I've been in the Senate for 5 years. I'm on on Armed Services Committee. It's one committee actually does work well together. We focused on how do we make sure our bases can meet their missions. Some of the things we got last year in the National Defense Authorization Act is we got 5.2% pay increase for our military. As we all know, inflation's out of control right now. We also focused a lot on some MILCON issues up here. We've got a program, we've got a study now trying to look at how do we do a better job, make sure people working in our child care centers have the funding. We've worked hard to make sure the F-35 can have its mission here and expand its mission here. As you know, right before he left as governor, Tyndall got hit by the hurricane. A lot of this area did. We worked hard to get Tyndall rebuilt. So there's a variety of things. I have a great team. If you need something, the only way I can solve it is if you tell me about it. We got a great team all around the state. We won for the best constituent services team in the country of all House members and all Senate members. So if anybody comes up here and brags about their team, they have to be number 2 at the best. So why don't we just go on? Jimmy, you want to talk about what's going on?
Yeah, Senator, thank you for coming up. It's great to be in Northwest Florida, just like you said, and as we've got such a great diverse state, I tell people the blessings that Northwest Florida's got is the diversity of our economy because of the Department of Defense and the investment of our military installation and those sailors, airmen, and soldiers and Marines and Coast Guard that call Northwest Florida home. But you coming here firsthand, seeing on a Saturday, you could be home with your family, but you're here taking it all in and advocating for Northwest Florida really means a lot to us.
Commissioner?
Sure. What I want to say is thank you for being here today. We are so blessed. I really think that we ought to have most of our elected officials be veterans, and he is a Navy man, and we are so blessed to have him here, right in the heartbeat of where we have 7 military bases. This senator has fought for the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, not only last year but this year, and continues to be a voice for Northwest Florida. Whenever I have a constituent need, I call his office first, and I am not saying that lightly. I want action, and I get action immediately. His staff responds. Within a week, we get everything we need. So thank you for being here, right here on the grounds of the Armament Museum here in Okaloosa County. We are so grateful to have you as our senator. You've been the best and continue to fight for us in Washington.
Thanks. That's what our job is, right?
Yes, that's right.
It's not supposed to be that complicated. That's what we're actually supposed to do. It's called representative government.
But not everyone does it as well as you do it.
So
thank you.
Chair.
Yes, sir. I'm grateful that you are here, grateful for the things that you do for our community. Our job in the County Commission is to continue to see the quality of life improved, and what you're doing for the defense initiatives and for all of our citizens is incredible. And what we get to benefit here locally to see such a great quality of life, and the opportunity we get to have such great partnerships is unparalleled. So thank you for the work you do.
Wish they had thought that way in D.C.
Certainly.
I don't think that way much. It's a little bit different. Gordon.
Well, again, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. And on behalf of the Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce and the businesses that we represent, not in just Fort Walton Beach, but across the Panhandle, the military is very important to us. It brings in jobs. We have retirees that come back and live here.
A lot.
And yes, a lot. And start their own businesses. But we can't do it without the support that you bring us. And we certainly thank you for that. And knowing that across the Panhandle, this is probably one of the very few areas that every branch of the military has a presence here, even the Space Force now. So, we are blessed to have, this facilities that we have here. and appreciate what you've done for us.
And people need to come up and visit our museum.
Absolutely.
So I got to bring my grandkids. Okay, so is anybody have any questions?
So there's been a lot of back and forth about the budget, almost, having the government shut down, stuff like that. What can be done to make sure that people that are federal employees, we have 66 cents out of every dollar in Okaloosa County comes from Eglin Air Force Base or another base. What are you doing right now to make sure that the government doesn't shut down and people get paid?
Well, unfortunately, all we can get done right now is continuing resolutions. And so we just got another one done this week. That's not the way to run government. What we need to do is pass a budget. Unfortunately, the way the Senate works right now, Chuck Schumer has made the decision that he doesn't want to do that. So we're not passing budgets. I've been up there 5 years. Chuck Schumer has decided not to pass budget. McConnell, when he was there, didn't want to pass budget. So all we can do is try to fight to make sure ultimately when we have a spending bill, and I'm actually optimistic on the defense bill that we'll get that passed. I think the top line's been agreed to. And so what I was hoping for was that we would have a continuing resolution through the end of the fiscal year and start on next year's budget. But in the meantime, go ahead and pass the defense budget. Because I think that is something most people have all agreed on. But hopefully maybe that's something that will happen in the next 2 weeks. We've got up until, I think the second phase of this CR goes through the 22nd. So that's what I'm going to continue to push.
So 22nd of March?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but they're doing it in tranches, right? So there's different dates.
I think you've pretty much hit everything on the head that I was thinking to ask about, unless there's something else.
You talked about representative government. Last week at CPAC, Jack Posobiec said that he wanted to see the end of democracy. Is that something that the party believes in, or is that something that's on the fringe?
I think we all here believe in democracy. And we have a great republic, look, I'm a kid that grew up in public housing, and my mom told me that thank God I grew up in the United States of America because I could be anything. There's no place in the world like this. This is it. We have things we have to improve. We have things we have to make better. We have a lot of things to work on. But the truth is, there's no place like home. There's no place like the United States of America. And this republic has worked, and we're going to continue to improve it.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.